Strazik completed his final split, spinning off its GE Vernova power generation business, now trading under the symbol GEV. And joining us now in a CNBC exclusive, by the way, here at Post 9, GE Aerospace Chairman and CEO Larry Culp and GE Vernova CEO Scott Strazik. David, I want you to play on this too.
Okay,
I know you're busy doing something.
No, I'm paying attention.
All right, so let's talk about what the businesses are. And Larry, I'm going to give it to you first. Scott will come to you second. Where was this business 4 years ago, and where is it now?
Well, if you look at GE as a whole, Jim, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, we had a mountain of debt that was holding us back, and we were really in need of an operational turnaround. Right. And I think that's what you see today with the launch of an independent GE Aerospace and a GE Vernova. Right, we're on the other side of $100 billion of debt reduction. You set these two businesses up as we did GE Healthcare on a strong financial basis. And what we've done operationally is not only more than quadrupled our free cash flows, but driven that $190 billion of market cap expansion that we have seen since the dark days of the fall of 2018.
It's Lazarus, and we have to congratulate you. It's what American business's finest hour, I think. Scott, you've got three businesses. You've got nuclear, hydro, steam power, okay, and we know it with gas.
Yes.
You've got the second largest business is the wind segment,
yes,
which is doing incredibly well, a lot of onshore. And then you have the one that made the smallest, but the most exciting, I think, is electrification. So how are you going to divide your time and resources?
Well, the reality is the world needs a little bit of all these technologies, right? So as a purpose-built company to electrify and decarbonize the world, it's going to be across those because our power businesses really do electrify the world today with big install bases, generate a lot of cash flow, will for a long time. We have been focused on wind because we've been in an operational and financial turnaround of our wind businesses while the industry really is improving itself. And to your point, Jim, electrification and the investments in the grid is the most exciting part of what we have. I mean, for every dollar that's invested in power, you really have to spend $3 investing in the grid today to make this system work.
And grid is a lot of software. There's a level of technology that's involved to make it so that if this data center revolution occurs, we have to make it so all the sources we have can go and give her all she got.
No question. The reality is the bidirectional flows of electrons coming back from solar panels on roofs, EV chargers, and the variable nature of power. It's a complex system, but one that does need software solutions, and that's one of the fastest growing parts of GE Vernova.
You know, I want to get back to Larry on aerospace, but let's just continue here for a second, Scott. When you talk about business improvements, and analysts write about it, that have led to a sub-segment profitability in wind,
yes,
what are we talking about? What have the improvements been that I would assume you can continue to build on towards more profitability?
You bet. We've really had to slow the game down for the team. A lot of that comes back to underwriting, focus markets, what we talk about with workhorse products, real products we can industrialize at scale, and that's coming through with the onshore wind business. Will be high single-digit EBITDA margins this year, applying similar principles to offshore and a business and a part of the energy transition that's critical. Wind only generates 7% of the world's electricity today. We need to be 25%. It's only going to get there if we industrialize things at scale, and that's what we're focused on.
Yeah. Larry, viewers may not be aware unless they take a look at a chart. Your GE stock is up dramatically since the middle of 2022. The multiple has also expanded a great deal, meaning there is a belief, obviously, that you're going to be able to grow cash flows, EBITDA, however you want to measure it, at a higher level than had been previously the case. Is that going to be the case, and if so, what's behind that?
David, we were here just a few weeks ago really previewing the standalone GE Aerospace financial profile over the next 5 years, and we were talking about $10 billion of operating profit in 2028. We sit here today as the global leader in propulsion, both in commercial and in military applications. We're in a tremendous upcycle on both sides of the house, working feverishly to support the airlines with their installed fleets today. Departures up 9.6% year over year just on our installed base as of this morning. That coupled with the ramps that all the major airframers around the world are looking to see through, given not only modernization but expansion efforts on the part of the airlines, sets us up, I think, tremendously into the foreseeable future.
We mentioned, Larry, the piece in the Journal today, just looking at the history of the conglomerate over 130 years. And I wonder, we get these think pieces every now and then about the era of the industrial conglomerate in a time where investors want pure plays. Do you think that pendulum ever swings back?
Carl, I don't know. I think we're really here focused on GE, and 5 years ago we knew that we would be well served by more of a decentralized approach to running the businesses. We didn't really have this day in mind, honestly, but we knew if we were more focused externally, focused on the customer, P&L by P&L, we drive better results. And I think what you see today are three now, GE Offspring, operating very much in that way, delivering better results, both for customers and for investors.
One of your comments to the Journal was when you came in, some of the challenges were plain to see, others less so. And I wondered which ones were less so.
Well, I think that there was a lot that we needed to do operationally to be able to turn things, again, both for the customer in terms of quality and delivery, let alone for the investor. And Scott and his team, the aerospace, the healthcare teams, all were at it hammer and tong, day in, day out. We made a lot of progress, I think, in 19 and 20, but then we were hit by the pandemic. Clear of that, I think you see what all three of these businesses are capable of. And Carl, their best days are still very much ahead.
And that's really where the operating system that Larry's been, teaching us on, such a focus on both getting the operational KPIs right for the customers in the near term while still protecting for investments for the long term, in an operating system flywheel that really works. That to me is why I'm so excited about where these businesses are going in Vernova, because we're still in the early days of really getting that leverage.
All right, speaking of early days, let's talk about both wind and small modular nuclear reactor. The president wants 30 gigawatts from offshore by 2030.
Yeah.
First, I want to ask, do you think that's even possible? And second, do you think by 2030 we'll be building any nuclear power plants in this country?
Yeah, if we go in reverse, with small modular reactors, we'll commission the first small modular reactor in Canada with Ontario Power Generation in 2029. We're working right now with Tennessee Valley Authority on the permitting to do something similar in the U.S. as a fast follow. Whether it'll get done this decade, it probably trunches into the beginning of the next decade. But small modular reactors is going to play an important role in the energy transition. We need to triple nuclear capacity in the world, but we need to do it with something that we can industrialize at scale that's the exact same product over and over again.
Okay. And wind offshore, I'm concerned about the cost. The overruns have been terrible. Now, you're still building one. You've got a workhorse product. But I'm concerned about whether you can make wind numbers.
We are. But what I would tell you is this. I'm more encouraged with where we're going with offshore wind today than I've been in the 2 years I've had the business. For this reason, the market is resetting. We're starting to drive towards better economics, better pricing that are representative of what this product provides to the world. Offshore wind's going to matter. But it may take a little while for it to reset, and that resetting is happening, in which it's going to play an important role in the energy transition.